Hey, how's it going? Now, it may come as a surprise to those of you who don't know me in real life that for the very first time in my entire life, I went to Disney World this January. And I went for my senior class trip. I had a great time. I was with my friends. I was with my mom. It was very fun. The set design in the parks is great, and some of the rides were pretty fun too. Now, I may have a bit of an aversion to drops and speed and all sorts of stuff like that. And one of my friends may have tricked me into going into a ride that had a drop, and frankly, I was maybe a little tiny bit surprised, taken aback.
I'm gonna kill you when I get out of here!
Just a little bit though. But now that I've lived that Disney experience though, and I did have fun, I kind of want to put myself in the shoes of Disney adults because it's a topic that has always kind of escaped my understanding because I've never been a Disney fan, and that was me as a kid. Now, imagine my surprise when I learned that there are adults who get more excited than the kids to go to Disneyland. Now, if you don't know what a Disney adult is, it is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It is an adult who usually does not have kids, but is absolutely obsessed with Disney World, or Disneyland, or Disney just in general. They love going to the parks. They love spending all the money that they can on all sorts of Disney merchandise. They watch all the movies religiously. They listen to the music from the movies religiously. They buy all sorts of merchandise, like I said. And, all these things in moderation is perfectly fine, because I'd be a hypocrite to complain about people enjoying stuff like Disney and stuff, because there I have a One Piece poster, and there I have an Initial D poster, and over there I have a Volkswagen poster, and over there I have another car poster, and you don't see it, but there's a wall of Funko Pops right there. So, look, I'm not exactly in any place to judge anyone for spending money on stuff that they like. But what I am weirded out by, to say the least, is the people who... Okay, let's say this. You are a 30-year-old man, and you have a home. You've purchased a home. You're paying the mortgage on it. And you turned it into a nice little livable concrete box. You turned it from that into the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, that thing damn near looks like you're gonna open the door and all the furniture inside is gonna start singing and moving and dancing and talking. Now, that is where I start to think that maybe you have a little bit of an obsessive problem that should probably have been addressed 20 years ago. And I mean, look, if you're a very, very big Disney fan and you're an adult and you're watching this, I'm not trying to offend you. Frankly, I'm just trying to understand the appeal. Because like I said, I've never been a Disney fan. I never watched any of the movies. I never really cared to go to the parks. Frankly, I was very happy to be at the parks because I know that my mom really wanted me to go to the parks with her. So, seeing her finally be able to achieve that dream that we never had the money to achieve, my heart was warmed. Frankly, I got emotional a little bit at a couple stages. Not to the extent of this.
Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Hey now.
As a matter of fact, when I went in, I was kind of like, oh, that's Disneyland. That's cool. But at a few points, like at the fireworks show, I was like, man, finally, my mom got to live the dream of going to Disneyland with me. Now that was heartwarming. But seeing a grown-ass adult going in on their lonesome or with their partner or something, and they just immediately start crying their eyes out because they're so emotional because they saw the Magic Kingdom castle. Now that's a bit strange to me, personally. And you know what's also strange to me? People who get married at Disneyland. Now, listen, doing your honeymoon at Disneyland, that's fine, I think. Because it's a fun place, all things considered. Yes, it is a theme park, but it's a fun place, and in your honeymoon you want to have fun, don't you? And they have nice hotels. I think I didn't stay at one, but they have nice hotels from as far as I understand. And it's a pretty nice experience. But to get married I looked on DisneyWeddings.com, and the least that you could pay for a wedding there is 15 grand, which, I don't know if I look the part, but I've never actually been married. But my personal wedding budget, as far as I understand, is probably going to be whatever I find in my wallet, and maybe a little bit to spare if I'm feeling generous for the caterers. But honestly, 15,000, I mean, more than I'd be willing to spend, that's for sure. But the highest it gets up to is 100,000, which I am pretty damn sure, even as someone who knows nothing about weddings, that is way too much. Because if I had $100,000 lying around, I was looking to get married, I would probably get married and then buy a Mercedes with the rest of the money. Because, or hell, put a down payment on a house, actually. Yeah, I guess that's a more responsible choice. But, with $100,000, you can do quite a bit. But you could also get married at Disney. Which, I mean, hey, look, if your lifetime dream has always been to get married at fake Disney Florida, Germany, then you're in luck because you could do that for a measly God knows how much. But, I mean, with whatever money it is that you're spending, why not just go to real Germany, first off? And also, I don't know, just... I find it to be a bit excessive. And I guess I could understand it if maybe you and the person that you're marrying, you met each other at Disney. You met each other at one of these landmarks and you think, well, I guess we should just bring it full circle and get married where we met each other. Okay, I could see that then. I still think that the pricing might be a bit steep, which, I think maybe even the $15,000 is a bit too much because I just know that everything at Disney is overpriced. Have you seen those little Mickey ears, by the way? They're like $35. I thought that they would be like $10. They were $35, which is insane to me. And even more insane that some of these Disney adults buy full collections of them. They have each and every one of them like it's Pokemon cards. Like every time they see a new one, it's like, oh, I gotta spend $35 more on this. And that's not even counting the ones that are like $45. That's beside the point. But getting married at Disney Germany or whatever, if you met your partner there, okay, I guess I could see it. But otherwise, if you met each other at work in Detroit, Michigan, I don't see the appeal of going all the way down to Florida to go get hitched at Disneyland. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a bit excessive for me. But there's also the Disney adults that, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but that have to be discouraged from attempting to give birth at the parks. Which, now, I don't know which one of you degenerates thought up the idea of, yeah, let's give birth at a theme park. But whichever one of you it is, you started a disgusting chain reaction. Apparently, right, some people believe that if you give birth at Disneyland, that baby is going to have a lifetime pass for all the Disneyland parks. Now, I'm sorry to break it to you, I truly am, but no, your baby's not going to have a lifetime pass. All you're going to give is trauma to everyone involved in helping you to give birth at a children's theme park. Okay? Now, I did my little tiny bit of research, my 2 minutes of Googling, and yes, apparently Disney will pay for your ambulance fees, and I think maybe the hospital fees if you give birth at one of their parks. That's great and all. But I think that if you, as an adult woman, are ready and willing to give birth to your child in an unsanitary theme park, I think that you don't really deserve to have any of these expenses paid, if I'm being honest. Your stupid ass deserves to pay the ambulance fee, the hospital fee, all sorts of fees, the therapy fees for all the children that had to see you going, the baby's coming, in the middle of Epcot. I think that you deserve all sorts of fees if you're trying to do that. But, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to spill my guts out about this because it just suddenly hit me. This morning I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but I was just sitting at the couch and I thought, oh my god, Disney adults are just really weird. And I just needed to vent about it, So, thank you for affording me the space to talk about this, because it was really irking me for the past 30 minutes. So, yeah. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.